you so much for joining us on another episode of Inspired. Today it is Sasha and I.
What's up?
Today we're talking about color correction or removal, and we do both lift, so it's an all-natural saline solution, and we also do laser tattoo removal in the studio. I don't do laser. We have somebody that does laser. So today we're going to talk mostly just about eyebrows. You can also use those on like eyeliner and lips in some cases if you are trained to do so. Don't try to do any of this, little disclaimer, don't try to do any of this unless you are trained to do so, because you can really scar people and you can really like burn the shit out of their skin. So you want to be really careful. Did you get that on camera? Burn the shit out of their skin. Okay, let's start with our first one. Audio technology guy.
First photo?
First photo, please. This is a dear client of mine. I love her to pieces. I love her. But you can see this eyebrow here. I think a lot of people, if you saw this online, I think they would say removal right off the bat. Yeah. So, but
what was her goals? Not to cut you off.
Okay, so there is a little, I know you can't see the other one, but there's a little symmetry issues.
Okay.
But symmetry issues just with the shape. Like it could, when looking at it, it can be reshaped for them to balance out. So I think first step is people need to look at the eyebrows. Is the shape appropriate for the person's face? Is it, is the symmetry there? Mm-hmm. Or is the shape like on their forehead? If it's clear up here on their forehead, and then that's absolutely removal, right? But this case, if you look close, you can see there is a sheerness to that pigment. It's not overly packed in there. Now, but with that said, this is going to be a long episode. I'm trying to hurry here. Sorry, guys. With that, it's like I look at it because I'm using shaders. So I'm packing. I'm used to color packing. A lot of people in the industry, if they go to try to color correct that with a single needle, it's not going to stay and it's not going to work. Okay. It's not going to shift that color. You're not matching. You have to be able to match the saturation to what you're seeing in the skin. So she is probably a 50% saturation. Like if that was to heal, like if I'm doing a new powder brow and that was to heal, I would look at that, say it wasn't gray. Mm-hmm. I would look at that as a 50% saturated eyebrow. That tells me there's 50% more room in the skin. So I have a 50-50 shot of it working. An even bigger shot of it to work because I'm using a large shader needle with my circles and packing it in. Okay. So she wants a dark brow. She's got dark brown hair. I'm going to saturate the shit out of that. And believe it or not, I have her on my Instagram. I didn't use orange. Most people are like, oh, I'd done orange on that because I put her on the Instagram story. I did gray vanish. Because I wanted to have some flexibility in my final color choice. Mm-hmm. If I had used on gray, my only color choice moving forward would have been like a dark brown. And I don't necessarily know that I wanted to put that on her. So I did gray vanish to get them to like a medium brown when it healed. That way then I could have more flexibility with target color being medium or darker. Okay. If that makes sense.
And you said you didn't want to do it to her as far as like limit her on color for like future.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So like her future target color. So like now when she comes back, I'll have the flexibility to be able to do like a medium brown. So maybe I use LI pigments. So starting at like classic or dark toffee and so forth. So yeah.
It's interesting. I like.
You see that little line there? I know you see that little line there. That's because that is like it was a little low in that area. So I marked out.
Oh, you marked it.
Yeah,
okay,
so I marked that out, and that way I knew not to go any lower than that because that did not match her other side. So then we could remove that if we want to at a later date. Okay. So once she gets the new brow, it's all color corrected. If it bothers her, most of the time, you see how faded it is. Most of the time, they're happy. She's not going to want to mess with that. Once a new brow's on there, you're not even going to notice that old stuff in the background. Yeah. But that was the only thing that, like, I was like, ooh, this shouldn't belong in this shape. So you really just need to evaluate the brows, what they look like when they're coming into you. All right.
Yeah, that's good for me to know because
I know,
I need to know between like when do I pass it on and when do I do it, Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah, noted. You could. So if she wanted hair strokes or if she wanted like, I don't think I could try to get an ombre out of that. I really probably could push the limits and try to. I mean, she's older. She just wants a powder brow. Yeah. But if she wanted something really soft and natural, then I would say you got to lighten them at least 25% more. Definitely. And then we can work with it even better. Okay. But she's happy with a more filled in powder brow. So on to the next case. And 1, 2, right. Ooh, these are pretty.
Ooh, love it.
Say they're pretty, but all right. We see the difference in the saturation. Yes. You see the difference in saturation from this one to the last one? Yep. See how her tail's really saturated and the bulb's softer?
Okay. So she had an ombre.
She had an ombre.
initially. Okay, so you would consider that 75%, at least in the tail?
Saturated. Yes.
And then okay.
See, yes. So see how it's darker and then goes to lighter, right?
Yep.
So my personal preference on this, look, I color correct the shit out of some things, and I've color corrected a few of these. This would be, so sometimes when you're color correcting, it's better to split it up into 2 sessions. I could throw some orange on that. I've done it in the past, and people would think I'm crazy. I could do really tight little circles and then larger circles and then whip out the fronts to keep that ombre effect, and it would shift it to a brown more than likely, depending on how many times she's had it done, where we don't know her back history, right?
Yep.
But to make it easier on yourself, just do a couple sessions of lift, because yes, there's I'd say a 25 to 50% chance it's going to work, but it might not. And does your client want to leave with orange eyebrows? More than likely not. So I've done it, and if you do choose to color correct, you would never put target color on this first session. You would want to just do color correction, let it heal, see if it works. If it doesn't work, her only option is removal. But I'll tell you now, probably 90% of people in this industry would not be able to successfully color correct that.
Which is crazy because that first photo looked more intense than this one.
The tail on this one.
The tail. Okay.
But the reason why you could potentially get away with a color correction if you do it right and you saturate it enough is because it did fade correctly.
Yeah.
Her tail's still dark, and I need to saturate the shit out of that with orange. So I could saturate, and they're like, oh, it'll come back. Oh, it's going to. Not always. I have had so many cases like this. Like, you guys, if I dug through my photos, it'd be insane. Like, how many cases like this that I've color corrected and it's shifted to brown, and I've never seen the gray come back.
Okay.
But it's easy. I mean, you visually see like that tail is darker.
Yeah.
So, and that's okay. And we can use orange because we want to use a dark brown. Look at her hair. Her hair is dark, almost black.
Yeah.
We're not going to do black, but we're going to do dark brown. So if I could get it to shift in that one session and then second session do, like, I would still, though, I probably would. Even I myself, knowing as good as I am at color correcting stuff, I would still probably do a session of lift on it.
So if you
maybe 1 or 2 just to lighten it a pinch.
Okay, if you chose to color correct it first and then did removal, does it make it harder after that point because you put more color in it?
Yes.
So you have to know. You just have to have that.
So you got to go balls to the wall
okay.
and then believe in it and that it's going to work. I've been in situations where the front of the brow, see how it's real soft up there, where I've color corrected something that soft and it just did not work at all. But it's very rare. Okay. It's very rare. Like that. I'm talking like it should have color corrected. It was not intense. It was not, and it's just, it's a case here and there.
Yeah,
There's skin, right? So skin is skin. All right. Next case. So this
removal. Instantly.
Sasha's
take them off.
So you guys that know, Sasha is apprenticing she wants to just specialize in removal and lightening. So yes, this is removal.
Okay.
However, this to do lift on this is something that's even scary for me because yes, we have a case coming up that I'm going to show at the end that I did really sculpt out the brow, like reshaped it, got things to go completely away. But you're talking, we did 8 sessions.
Oh, I've heard you talk about this. Yeah, that's a long time. So
to be able to get that second tail, that grayer one, you see how the top color is more rich? That top color isn't bad, like that tail. So I don't know what happened there, but obviously 2 different people, right? But that bottom tail, to get that completely gone, it makes me want to throw up. I'm like, I might attempt it twice. My goal, what I tell people when I'm doing removal, first off, you should never tell them how many sessions. You just don't know. There's no way to know that. And I literally, like, that's if one thing in life that I'm confident in is somebody asking me how many sessions to lift. My immediate response is there's no way to tell you that.
Yeah.
It'll either work or it won't work. It's a very good solution. It works really, really, really well. But to get something like that gone, you're probably looking at 8 to 10 sessions. And that is a long time because you got to space them 8 to 10 weeks apart. Yeah. So I probably would send her just to laser to get that bottom tail done. And while they're there, take the rest of the shit with it so I can have a blank canvas. You might as well. Let's say, instead of doing partial, you might as well just do it to make more room in the skin.
Forgive me, this is like a silly question, but could you offer would you be willing to go thicker with the brows? Could you work with it thin?
No, that tail,
why?
It would be way too thick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it was
Like
slightly...
for her, like obviously we can't see her face, but that's, you know her face. So,
yeah,
okay.
way too thick.
Okay.
Yeah, that would make that tail just like trying to, because then you have to think you're trying to like get a taper on the tip of the tail by pulling those two together. Just too thick.
Have you ever given that option where you're just like, are you willing to go thicker?
I've never had.
No?
I mean, no. So on the first client we saw, that we did go thicker on her just a little bit,
yes,
adding here and there. So we did end up going thicker. So adding a little bit to the shape, but that's just too dramatic.
Okay.
Yep. All right. This next one, this poor lady. Okay.
Oh, I've seen this one a bunch of times. Aww.
Absolutely. Okay. So
my heart.
Yeah. This is a client of ours. I did not do this. This is how she came in. I don't think, honestly, I don't remember if I did any lift on this, but this is a good example because this is me. I literally like 100% laser.
Yeah.
The problem is those brows are way too thick. The other issue is, though, if you try to send her to laser, there's really only like one person that I would refer. Like laser on the eye is very specialized, and I would send her to Texas Taylor Rose.
Oh yeah,
I sent him people like this.
No, this is another one. Another one. Yeah.
Yeah, but shout out to him because he has a special shield that goes in the eye, and he does this type of stuff all the time. So he could zap that eyeliner. I actually need to get an update with him.
And if you were to do it, long time with you, huh?
You know, it's I hate saying like laser or lift, one or the other is better or worse. Mm-hmm. I don't really think so. I think they're pretty equal.
Yeah.
They're just, you know, like the aftercare with lift, like if you're doing saline, it's 2 weeks, no makeup, scabbing. Yeah. But also some people want that because they don't want the particles to shoot out, you know, through their lymphatic system.
It's a preference on how you want to heal pretty much.
Yeah, and then laser, you know, a little quicker. Just learned recently it's not like an open wound like we tell them it's an open wound, you know. So there's some differences there, but for as extreme as this is, I would prefer that healing over lift just for her sake.
Yeah, whether
it's going to be faster, probably not. Probably about the same, but yeah, I just think it'd be easier with her healing. If that was me, I would want to know the difference in those two options
for sure.
So, yeah, that one, don't touch it. She's got to go to laser. All right. And our final one here, my dear client, Cheryl. This one has been all over social media. Yeah. This is my client, Cheryl. Love her to pieces. That brow on the left is obviously not my work, but I was actually there when this brow went down, so I know the person that did this eyebrow. I know the person that did it, and it's nothing on that artist. She was new. She did not know. You know, we all learn. We all start somewhere. Yep. But she did it way too deep. Way too deep. Like you can see, a lot of time I see online, everybody's like, oh, lift causes scarring. Lift doesn't cause scarring. Mm-hmm. What causes scarring is not knowing what the hell you're doing. Going too deep. Lift is not causing the scarring. Like if you look in the second photo, so that is the brow that I ended up getting her to.
So good. So
we didn't lighten the whole brow. This is actually a very unique case. So I did lift on this, 8 sessions. We didn't lighten the whole eyebrow. For some reason, I don't know how. I mean, you guys know I had a good mentor. Like, so I had puzzle pieces like that I was in my brain that I could put together to like come to this conclusion. But so instead of causing damage to the entire tissue, you know, the entire brow area, I basically took a Sharpie every single time I saw her and redrew that shape.
Oh, wow.
In the middle.
I mean, you could see it from, like, you know, you could tell that you, like, kept.
So I redrew new brows on her every time, and I did lift on everything outside of my brow drawing.
Holy crap.
And I left the middle and allowed the middle just to fade out. So this was about, I would say, like 2.5, 3 years she was with me. So I just let that, the original pigment, if you look at it, it's not a horrible color. It's just too dark.
Yeah.
Like, so if you think about, if that fades, like, it's not going to be horrible. And she has gray hair anyways. So I kid you not, that brow, I mean, I've freshened them up multiple times now, but that is what we left off, like, with from just doing the lightning sessions around.
That's really smart, because it's like, why cause trauma to the whole area if she's... And likes the shape.
So, so let's be brutally honest here. If you zoom in on that right photo there, see underneath her brow. But Amber, you said lift doesn't scar. Look underneath that underneath the arch of that brow there. That is actually, you can see the indentation from where the old brow was.
Yeah.
That's not from the lift.
I was gonna say, could that be from the?
It was from the original brow being put in way too deep. So it literally scarred her skin the second from that original shape.
Yeah,
compared to it just is what it is. You know.
I mean, they both knew the risk. Especially when you're getting tattooed by a new or new artist.
Believe it or not, like doing it in removing in circles, like so the circle movements actually relaxes scar tissue. So they use that for like microneedling and that's not the only movement they use, but like a large shader, you can actually use it for skin needling. So it actually will help with scar tissue. I've had clients, you can go ahead and take that out of there. We're done with these photos. I'm done with you guys. No, but so I've had clients where I've went and I've literally did lift. Like I have one in particular, I should have threw her in this too, but in her brow, they did microblading, but they literally carved a chunk, like a triangle chunk out of her middle of her brow. Not on purpose.
Oh no.
But I mean, she went way too deep. So it was like indented. And by the time, so I did 3 sessions of lift on her.
Yeah.
By the time we got to her new eyebrow, it was completely flat.
Oh my gosh.
She had been getting filler in it. It was that dramatic, that filler to make the skin smooth in that area. And by the end, I shit you not, by the end of doing those lift sessions on her, that skin was completely smooth.
Oh my gosh. So it helped it.
Totally got rid of the scar that was there. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's scary that someone has a heavy hand like that first off. Oh my gosh.
Well, it's like tattoo artists. Some people have heavy hands,
True.
some have lighter hands, and you're working on this face. Like, that's scary.
So I'm always hearing stories that just make me go, what? Yeah. Like, what? That, like, how? Oh my gosh.
So I thought this would be helpful because our industry is seeing a lot of crazy shit right now. You're seeing a lot of gray eyebrows, and so I want to start talking about color correcting more and lift removal. And
I think it's important, especially because we've been, we get a wave of people that come from like 20 years ago saying, I don't like my permanent makeup anymore. They're using different inks. It's just aged out, not good. So and it definitely comes in waves, but it's important to know.
Yeah.
And by the way, we're gonna drop this on. If you go sign up on our website as a VIP, you'll be able to get the video, the first photo. Amber actually filmed it, and we put it on YouTube. But don't go there.
You're so smart.
Yeah, join our VIP. You could sign up, and then you'll be able to watch the video just all the time. So
yeah. So what Sasha's talking about, there is a really incredible freebie of me doing that first ladies image that you guys saw.
Yeah.
And it is, I was going to do like a how-to, and then I was like, fuck it. Yeah. Let's do it. So I did a video that literally was just like a thought dump in this video of me, like, as I'm just talking through my thoughts as what I see, what I did, why I did it this way. I
think it's really cool because, it's being in your brain, it's like 7 minutes long too.
Yeah. And it's not like overly edited. It's literally 2 clips that Sasha got with me while I was tattooing. And I was like, hey, that's actually really good. Like, let's like make that into like a free little video. So
yeah, because you may say something that's someone didn't know to connect the dots with, so that's important.
Yeah.
So yeah, go sign up on our website.
Sweet.
Inspired by MissSummerRed.com. It'll be in the description.
I gotta get better at this. All right, guys. If you have questions, drop them in the comments. Otherwise, go check out that video, sign up for VIP list, and Sasha.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
All right, guys. See you later.
Peace out.